Hi, Ruben.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Rabbi.
Good morning.
Good. Hashem.
Good morning. What is this?
Good evening, America.
This is my fourth class today.
Oh, okay, good. Beautiful. Very good, beautiful. Thank you very much.
که student داره درامدار خاصه.
Oh, very good, very good. So I think, yes. So now we're dealing with the Teshuva, yes? So I said, before we're doing Teshuva, and to know what we're doing, we have to go 2 steps before that. And we said, we have to understand what life means, not existence, and to live, what the Torah calls life. And then to be meushar, to be osher, meaning to be happy. You have a stamp for everything that you do. Is correct, is right. Okay? And then comes the Teshuva. Then you know what you're doing. Okay? If someone will do a Teshuva, let's say, and he still have the old habits that he have, he thinks that the other side also have something to offer, so this will not take long. Yeah? So here we have to understand that over there, emet, there is only one emet. Other thing is all sheker, everything. And the things that are closest to the emet the most are the most dangerous thing for us, because they look like emet, but it's not emet.
Example, one more time, please. The things that are closer to emet,
They are the most dangerous ones.
please example.
Okay. Yaakov and Esau. They were twins. Yes? Twins.
Close to each other.
Very close.
Close to Emet, meaning not Emet, but close to it.
But you
One
see,
is emet, one is not.
twins, right? Twins. Look alike. And Esau was coming from the same place, same Abba, same Ima. And people will say, assuming what?
Good genes.
Yeah, that
Both should be good.
Esau is also a man. Yaakov is a man, and Esau also a man.
Avloto enough.
Yeah. But the Torah says no. Yaakov was Titen emet leYaakov. Yaakov is emet, Esau is b'chelal, the biggest sheker on earth. Why? Because he's very, very close to the emet. And that's the biggest sheker. Right?
Why is it happening like that? Same mom saying that.
Hashem knows, because we need them. Because the Jews, if they don't have a challenge, so we need Esau to challenge us, and then we become what we are.
This is Edom, right?
Edom. Yes. Okay? If you see a person, right, with earrings, tattoos,
That's easy.
that's easy. Right? Like David HaMelech said, Hashem, please, you're going to protect me from the people that look like they love me, and I will protect myself from my enemies. Enemies, I know the enemies, but the people who are close to you and and you think that they love you, you don't know that these are the biggest enemy over here.
What was this guy's name? Achimelech, right? He was his close friend, David Amelech. But then
Avimelech.
he gets
Achimelech.
Achimelech. He got together his daughter.
Yes. What is the biggest lie in this world? What are you afraid the most?
Betrayal.
Right? You're afraid that people will lie to you and so on and so on. What will happen at the end? You'll find out that you were the biggest liar on earth because you lied to yourself. Is there a bigger crime than this one?
No.
To lie to yourself is the biggest.
It's the biggest crime. Okay? You cannot. You have to be truthful with yourself. You're not going to be able to do the tshuva if you're not truthful. So we have to tell you, the life out there, that what they call life, we calling hell. They have no day and no nights. The life over there is empty. Nothing to offer. Nothing to learn from them. All miserable, right? Depressed, and so on. Do I have to bring you more? There is no better example that I said it so many times than from Alexanderus Macedon. Alexanderus the Great, who was the person, 32 years old, already conquered the whole world. Could you imagine this? 32 years old, he is a kid. Conquered already the whole world. There is no one nation that's not under him. And yet, he is depressed up to his shoes. How can it be? You have all the money in the world.
Nothing else to achieve.
Huh?
Nothing else to achieve. You got everything.
It's empty. It's empty. So what? You have the money and you have everything. Oh, okay. It's not for the neshama. It's not. We Jews coming from a different place. We have a neshama. This has to get filled in. Yeah. All the depression, everything is not coming from the body.
From Neshama.
Everything is from the neshama. Everything. So what we call life means you have to fill up the neshama with what she likes. Then you're going to be happy. You're going to feel accomplished. I have something to, Then when we're going to ask you to do tshuva, it's not only tshuva. It's going to be tshuva from love, not from force. Did you get it?
Because you understand what the myth is.
So now, this, the Dr. Frankel that we spoke about, right? he got up to the bottom things over here. Even though he came from the same school, he took totally different approach because he went through hell. So he knew. So what does it mean to stay alive in such a terrible place to stay alive? Why the Jews didn't commit suicide? Why to suffer every day, to be humiliated day after day? Who wants it? Oh, for what?
Something waiting for them.
So if we have to save you, if you want to save, to be saved, for what? To continue to exist? You ask yourself, why do I want to stay alive? It's a tough question. It's a very tough question. People don't want to deal with that. They're afraid to deal with that, actually.
Even right now, you ask yourself a question, why am I here?
Yes.
What am I doing?
Let's say you said you do everything to save me. For what? To eat more chicken? More chalpak? What for? Or maybe you are afraid from the unknown. So we want to stay alive. But anyway, one day it will come. Yes? Why do you want to stay alive for? For what? For what? That's the key word. What for? Yeah.
To know how to serve Hashem, how to do
You're getting married, what for? You're bringing kids to the world, what for? You're going to work, what for? You're coming to shul, what for? Right?
To continue. You remember
To
what
continue what? To continue what?
bridge to bridge.
Yes, exactly. So we have for what?
Live, not
So
exist.
we have for what? We know what it takes, right? It takes. So this is Dr. Frankel. That's what he says. You want to stay alive? For what? For what for?
What did he stay for?
Now,
Himself. What was his agenda? Why he continued?
you see? Let me tell you. There was a woman in Jerusalem. She was already over 90 years old. She is on bed, not able to move. And in that time, they didn't have home attendant. So people came, as chesed to take care of her. They did turns. The Rav of Jerusalem, after the tefillah Friday night, he went from a house to a house of these people to tell them Shabbat Shalom. Before he goes home, he had a list, and he goes from an older to say Shabbat Shalom. He coming to this lady laying in bed, and he's saying to her, Good Shabbos, Good Shabbos. She said to him, can you give me a bracha? He says that your children and your grandchildren should stay b'derech shel Torah, the mitzvot, and so on and so on. Then he turned around to go home. She said, why didn't you give me a bracha? She said, what bracha should I give you? He said, I want you to give me a bracha for a long life.
That's very interesting.
Not able to move on the bed. People have to come to clean her, you know. She's doing everything in bed. Able to move. And she's saying to the Rab, I want to continue to live. For what? He by himself had a question. What? So he told her, what for? So she said, for the Rav, you know, just to say one amen, one. If I can extend my life, okay, for another hour just to answer a few other amenim, was worth it. You see how the head is working? You see how it works? The head is thinking what else I can get. From the supermarket, they call Olam Hazeh. You come in with a wagon, empty one, and just you go to the shelves and pour as much as you can. That's exactly what it is. Every minute you can get as much as you want. Now to go kill time now.
You just said it. That's the reason to continue,
Yes,
to collect.
that's what Dr. Frankel said. He understood it in the camps. He said to stay a Jew, I know now what it means, even if I can go to shul again and to pray one at Tefillah and everything else, it worth all the fight for 4 years, 5 years in the camps. But to continue
Strengthen your
the Jewish life. Yeah. The Lubavitch guy that was in jail. What's his name?
Rabashkin.
Rubashkin. Did you hear it once? How he talks, what he did in the jail? I'm telling you,
Excuse me, Rob, we heard him. We heard all his stories.
unbelievable.
Yes.
If you want to hear a Jew, what is a Jew? That's a Jew. He kept everything in jail, everything. Even Hanukkah. They gave him a room so he can light the Hanukkah candles, which they gave him. No one. He said, that's what kept me alive. I'm keeping the Torah and the mitzvot, even in the jail. So he have what to get up in the morning. Imagine you don't have all this. Why should you wake up in the morning to another humiliating day? Huh? Why people get depressed? They have nothing to get up for. So they awake until late hour of the night. And daytime, they don't want to get up. They can sleep until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Why is it? Why should I get up from the bed? For what?
Explain to such people.
So to a person like this, can you tell him do tshuva?
Empty.
No.
Something will change.
Huh?
Nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
You don't take anything seriously.
So first of all, we have to know this material world is all sheker. You have to know this. So now when you know they have nothing to offer you over there, so now what's next?
See the
There, klum. You have something else to offer? And here comes now a big argument. Should we show them the real emet? Or kacha, slowly, okay, laat. The people, they're tired already from sheker. They want to see emet. Emet is not something easy. It's not something, because you have to take decisions and zehu, and you might be playing against all the family, your friends, and everything else. But when you know that this is emet, it's more chances. If you're going after the emet, they have much more chances to follow your footsteps. Because every Jew in the bottom of him, right, he's searching for emet. They're tired already from sheker. Tired. I tell you that the Israelis, they're going to the Far East for 6 months to search. Meaning this is already, they know in the subconscious, I'm lost.
Why they go there when there is a lot of mountains and water in Israel?
What it was? Nepal.
Yeah.
Or it was Shaolin. I can't understand that concept.
Yeah. And a friend of mine that we grew up together in the same street. We used to play ping pong, for years. He was the only child to his parents. One boy there. After the army, he went to be Hare Krishna. He became Hare Krishna. Then he wanted to go higher a little bit. He went to Nepal. Wanted to speak to Dalai Lama. He is the chief.
Do they have anything?
The Dalai Lama, he had to wait on line for 2 weeks for the appointment. And finally, his time came after all the yoga that he did and the Kol HaShigonot Shalayim, all the craziness. Finally, his turn came. He walks in, and this priest of them, from the accent, he told them, "Tell me, are you Israeli? Are you Jew?" He says, "Yes." He says, "What are you doing here?" He told me, that's what he told me. He said, "This Tamech telling me, what are you doing here? Go back home. The emet is there." He said, "This is not for Jews."
Please told him.
Yeah, he said, "This is for Gentiles. It's not for you. Go back home."
Do they have any knowledge?
He said, "I came home with my tail, between my legs." He said, "That's why I spend all my time and the money and everything else." So he went to Osameach, to the yeshiva. He said, "I went," and then he went to Esha Torah. And Pitom, you say, "Habibi, Chacham, giant, speaking all over the place. Right? Ashkenazi. He went all the way. Where does he live now? Bnei Brak. That's where he lives.
Asia Torah, they do a very good job.
Of course, but,
One of the rabbis, the 48 questions.
why? Noach Weinberg. Did you read it?
I started, I ended the my girls read very, very positive.
He was, he's American.
Same like Rabbi Founder.
Yeah. Finger.
What would be?
Did you hear him? He was a priest, much. A Jew.
Rabbi, just wanted to ask you, this man is Friedman?
Yes.
What do you recommend about it? Because I used to listen to a lot of his lectures, but now I hear that it's not a good idea.
He talking things that very dangerous.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous.
So you don't recommend it?
No, because even me, I'm afraid. Because he is walking on a very thin line. So I asked one, I have a Dayan that he is from Crown Heights, very smart man. So I said, we sitting on a bed din. I told him, tell me, you living over there? He told me, what you want to ask me about? Rabbi Friedman? I said, yes. Alex Friedman, I said, yeah. Well, whatever he talks, it's nonsense. Don't pay attention. That's what he told me. I said, you saying it's Chabaznik, it's your people.
Is it, can we apply this close to Emet, but not Emet?
You see, once I heard him said, actually, Hashem needs us more than we need him.
That's most of the argument about this phrase. Yeah. Everybody say this phrase.
This is something very dangerous.
Hashem don't need this.
You know, man. Because he went and he saw that Hashem have so much chesed, and he wanted to pour it on some. So he decided to create the world. So he said, because Hashem needed us to pour chesed, so he needs us. This is what he understands. So now, what he giving a stand to all the chutzpanim to continue to be chutzpanim.
Because
right?
He needs us anyway.
Ima and Abba, you brought me to the world because you needed me. I didn't ask you to bring me.
Is it possible he tried to involve the audience?
So actually, he's shooting himself in the legs, trying to be nice to people.
To involve them.
But he's doing exactly the opposite. You see, that's what I'm calling emet. Emet, you have to tell people the all emet. That's what it is. Take it or leave it.
I think brothers Jacobson, they do a very good job.
Who?
While Jacobson, Rabbi, and his brother, they do a very good job. Both of them, they're like healing doctors.
Baruch Hashem.
Lightning.
Who is Lightman?
You don't know Lightning?
No. It's like Kabbalah Latzin.
You guys finding this maybe?
Let me tell you one thing. You don't know the real people who knows Kabbalah. Nobody knows who they are. As a rule, I'm telling you right now, you never know. They're hiding themselves. They look like very simple people. You know? Very simple. They don't want to be revealed. They don't want to.
Do you have any in America? Rabbi Adin, he doesn't practice Kabbalah.
For America is all in Israel בכלל. The people who do know, they never know who they are, because that's the deal. The moment that you're going to be exposed, you're out.
What's their purpose? What is their purpose?
They carry the whole world on their shoulders.
Question. Those 36 people,
Yes.
do they know that they are one of them?
No, but they're hiding.
Yeah, I mean, they do hide.
And each one of them has a profession. Rav Kaduri, for years, nobody knew who he is. He was a bookbinder. He was a bookbinder. That's what his job. He used to sit and, binding books. Nobody knew what he's doing at nighttime. But Tel Aviv was the sandlar, the shoemaker. You see a person with a beer kara all day long sitting, pack, putting the heels.
Sold. Shine.
On the cover.
And the Chazon Ish used to come to him at nighttime to consult with him on few, matters. Nobody knew. And where did he live? In a neighborhood of poverty. So nobody comes there to look for tzaddikim.
What about government agencies? They know about these people?
Nobody knows.
Mossad, no.
No. But in Ramat Gan was a person, the Chalban. You know what Chalban is? The milkman. He had a factory for cheeses and all these kind of things. No beard. Look like somebody going to work. And people, and he had a koilel, he taught Kabbalah, late at night, in the morning, he's coming to work like a regular person. Nobody knows how to do.
Did you ever have any contact?
With him, yes. It was scary. Very scary. He looks at you, already. Chit-chat, very scary. The one that had no choice, like Baba Sali, all these kind of people, they had no choice. But they got hurt.
Jewish, meaning what? To reveal themselves?
Yeah.
He revealed himself to help people, no?
12 people, yeah.
He didn't do for his own pleasure.
No, he went to a place so no one will find them, or they found him. Okay. So now, so for all the books of Dr. Frankel, at the end, he came to one conclusion. And the conclusion is not how I'm going to be rich, Ella, for what? I want to be rich, for what? Are you going to take it with you? No. So before you have a goal, you have to find out if the goal that you set up for yourself is the right one. And then you ask yourself, for what? What I'm trying to accomplish.
For example, person, he works hard
Yes,
and he has a plan. At
yeah,
a certain time when I have financial independence, I'm gonna stop working and I'm gonna start learning yeshiva or something like that. Is this good goal?
you see.
Independently, not to work, not to worry about paying for here, there. Just
Independent what?
not to worry about finances anymore, just to do what he wants to do.
To learn?
Yeah. Full time.
So what he wants.
Is
To do?
this good goal or no?
To work now so that he could learn full time later when he's older person.
Okay.
That's
So let me tell you something. If you think that the Satan will let it happen, you won't. You'll find 55 excuses to get you off.
One of the excuses is sickness.
Yes. So what you should do, you have to learn a few hours a day. Okay? And you talk to what? To Hashem. You say, Hashem, I really want to sit and learn all day. And in your mind, Bemet, you want to sit and learn all day. Then, okay, fine. Then Hashem will answer your prayers because you didn't say, I will not learn it all. Then when I'll be rich, it's not going to happen.
I didn't explain it right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
And to do a little bit as you can, like you say.
Yeah.
1 hour or something.
Then it will go. Because he had for what? What for? Okay. I know people like that. I know people.
This former student, David Kazi,
Yes,
that's what he
he did.
did.
Yeah. It's not so simple,
It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
He handled it.
In a very nice way. Okay. Meaning, when your life you see is meaningful, you're starting to live. When you have what to live for, so you're starting to live. If a person has to wake up in the morning and say, okay, I know I have to go to work, and then maybe I go to the pub or this, I'll drink a little bit, yes. And clue. So he will change a car, and he will change his house, he'll change a wife, he will change, he'll do all kinds of crazy things.
Searching for satisfaction.
Searching. He will never find it. Because his life has no meaning. So who's talking about Teshuva b'chlal? Teshuva will come only when you know that this life has no meaning to it. Now we can talk about what the Torah has to offer. Then the Teshuva will be very much a good one. Because otherwise, how many times and how many years already we say, Chatanu, Avinu, Pashanu, tach, and then when we go out, the same thing over again. Do we stop? Do we stop? No.
We're gonna get better.
Huh?
We're thinking we're gonna get better.
Of course, we're thinking. Because we still have in mind that over there is something to offer us.
Because half of our life is there, the career and everything. So we think we also this way, how to make extra buck.
Now we're learning in the morning how to enjoy Shabbat. You see, Shabbat you can enjoy,
100%.
right? Meaning first come the tefillah, then you have to go make a kiddush, not to, right? Meaning everything involved with mitzvot. Then you're going to learn, right? Shabbat, that's the best day to learn. And I see people, some of them, they're falling and sleep for hours and hours. What are you doing? What are you doing? Meaning, this is not a tshuva. It's not. Whatever I can, I do. Whatever I cannot, I can.
But if you want to sleep, you feel it.
But if you feel that I'm giving you an empty wagon and I'm telling you your time is limited, fill it up. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Are you normal? Are you normal? Shabbat is me'en olam haba. Shabbat is 1/60th of olam haba. So the son of Chacham Ovadia told us that his father told him, how your Shabbat looks, that's how your olam haba will look. So if you're coming from shul and taking your suit off and you right away get all the shorts and pajama, you have to understand the olam haba, you're going to go all day long with pajama, or you're going to go all day long with shorts and slippers. Other people will be with suit and the hat, and you're going to go, like a temple. And you cannot change it anymore. So we also have enjoyment. You have to. וקראת לשבת עונג. Hashem says it's a mitzvah עונג Shabbat. I'm commanding you to enjoy Shabbat. Did you see such a command? Yes? Did you see such a command?
More person enjoy, the more enjoyment comes.
Not to be sameach, to enjoy. In the Chag, in the holiday, there is a mitzvah, v'samachta b'chagecha. There is not enjoyment anymore. Now you have to show us how happy you are. It's two different things. That by itself needs a different view. What does it mean enjoyment and what does it mean happiness? You see, our vocabulary, what we're talking about, what we're saying, many times we don't know even what we're saying. We're not getting to the bottom of it.
Happiness is not part of enjoyment. Happiness is not part of enjoyment.
No. You'll be surprised.
You can be happy but not enjoy it. I honestly don't understand that.
You can enjoy a steak or a vodka or I don't know what, and then you're going to get sick.
No, I mean,
or you're going to start to throw up. So you're going to throw up. No. So you enjoy it, but you're not happy now. And when your wife next to you says, I told you not to drink. Huh? You So you have to know how to enjoy also. Okay. Everything you have to know. So I hear people say, okay, I have to do tshuva, I have to do tshuva. What's a tshuva? What is this? It's not a magic word. It's something that Hashem created before the world even. The tshuva even before the Torah. Hashem created the Torah before the Torah. The tshuva before the Torah. Meaning it's so big. It's so big. So how can we let it go just like that? You can't. He told me that Bill Gates, right? Bill Gates. Okay? That he have who knows how many billions he has, right? Nobody knows about that. He hired people, experts, that they have to go and research all over the world something new to enjoy. He's paying him top salaries. Find something that we can let people enjoy. All kind of inventions. Meaning new enjoyment that people got used to all everything that we have, right? So where can you find something new? Bring experts, let them research. Maybe there are enjoyment that we still didn't get them. It's a goy, no? That's a goy. He said, these are the only section of Microsoft that didn't do good. They didn't find anything. There is no. Because when you're dealing with it, the body is very limited. What can you give him? What can you give? The neshama have no limitation. No limitation. So I'm surprised at the parents. But if you love your kids, what do you have to instill in them in order to be happy, in order to have life? Did you see? I see in my office many doctors, miserable. Many doctors, and in their life, they're feeling miserable. Probably his parents very proud of him. My son is a doctor.
They don't want to be doctor, they force them to be doctor.
But the doctor is miserable. He doesn't have life. And on the other hand, can be Avrech, sitting in Bnei Brak, the apartment is just about to fall, right? Give him his books. Satisfied, sameach, happy. He has his books, show myself. Done. What do you want to choose for your son? By all means, by all means, and our people, time after time. Oy vavoy if you're not going to college. Right? It's a crisis? Yes or no? It is a crisis?
I spoke with my parents about this today,
No, and
about our children. Who do you want them to be? Is this okay to wait 3 more years before getting married to go to college? Deep discussion.
the gap is very big gap. You can be a doctor, you can be an NP, and you can be whatever you want to be. But who said that is it going to give you happiness? Who said it's going to give you satisfaction? And who said that it will fill your neshama? Why the parents forgetting that the child has a neshama, no? So where are we emphasizing much more? Where? No. No. You need a good job. You need a tool. Okay, how many of them they can go to therapy and pay $300 per hour, right? He has the money to pay for it. But if you go to yeshiva, it doesn't make to have the therapist preach. He'll be fine. He'll be happy.
Again, it's a child will to choose the path.
Because the parents with every spoon, they told him. Depends what you feed the child with every spoon.
You teach us a few lessons ago, you teach us that Hashem created different professions. He cannot make everybody rich and billing. We need everybody. Everybody cannot be rabbis.
No.
Right?
No.
So we still need doctors, lawyers, we need everything. We need bakers, we need new people, whatever.
Farmers. We need everything.
So
Yeah.
maybe.
But the main thing on my menu should be how do I fill my child neshama? To show him this one, it's only, we have no choice.
Yeah.
No, but this become number one. You say, no, I have to deal with this. This becoming number one, the Torah, okay, if you have time, you're going to learn. But this one, right. So the yeshivot have to come up with college credits and to do all kinds of that, so the parents will leave them alone. They get the credit that they need anyway.
Yes. Overprotective.
For himself, not the kid.
Huh?
For parents for himself, not the kid.
Rabbi. This is what the situation is. I'm sorry, Buhari.
That's right.
You want your son to get married, right? I'm saying not in particular, in general. Chikor Karsuda. Chikor Karsuda. Study where? To be doctor, to be dentist, right? That's what they want. This is meaning that I'm not making it up. That's how it is.
Not for you.
Yeah. Huh?
Not for you. You're looking in the wrong place.
But the children need to get married or whatever.
Don't worry. Hashem don't need your help.
Nazar digere şey oluyor. Raz işi veriyor. They choosing.
Listen. My kids know from day one, your foot will never step in college. Even if I have to hang you, I'll hang you. You're not going to go there. Yeah. Through Beth Yaakov. No college. Because I know how dangerous is this. And why should I take my own kids and put them in? No. And they decided to be psychologists on their own. I didn't push for this. I didn't push. I say, go be a teacher.
Did you ever push to anything? No.
No me.
Just observe.
Hashem will take you to where,
Your wife also. Your wife also the same way.
so we don't push people.
But you're Rabbi Haimoff. No, your name is, everybody would love to be your doctor, no? Because you
No,
have a name.
so what? But
Not like that.
my demands are big.
More problem.
My demands are not like anybody else.
You're teaching us how it's supposed to be.
Yes,
Realities are realities, but this is how it's supposed to be.
yes.
It's not a bad idea to tell the moms and dads of this future brides, so they also know how it's right to do.
Okay, so now
Otherwise, it's going to be only us knowing it, but they don't know.
I'll tell you what to do. The child have to be fed from day one. Alevai, you should be Tamid Chacham. We don't know the capability, but we'll do everything to put you on the path. If you'll come and you're going to tell us it's not for me, I don't feel that I'm accomplishing anything, then we go to plan B. Okay? But we'll make sure at least it will stay in Torah. So I'll send them to the places to learn that he doesn't have to mingle with goyim. Okay? Here, there is a college over here called Lender College. Lender College. Most of the day they learn in Torah. Only afternoon they have classes, what they need, and they get the credits from the government. And you see all of them, they're going with a hat, jacket, look like mamash, avrech, but he is going where you are, Lender College.
Which professions you can learn over there?
Any profession you want.
Medical professions too.
It's like
I think so.
college.
That's college.
No, it's good.
Lender college.
Lender College.
Whatever the side subject, they learn Torah and they're getting paid.
And then you see, my son-in-law now is teaching there now. What does he have to do there if it's a college? They're on an 11. Meaning they're going to have a profession, but they know how to learn. So an extra time that they have, you know, my ENT, the original one was Dr. Goldstein. He used to be the rabbi of over here, Chatam Sofer, a doctor with a kippah, and he used to teach over there Daf Yomi every day. The doctor teaching Daf Yomi.
Very nice.
You coming to his office, and in the waiting room, no magazine or newspaper, klum. Shas, Shulchan Aruch, this one, that one, that's what you have.
That's good.
That's what you have. And your appointment is 2 a.m. in the morning. That's when he sees people. So once I came to him, 2:30 a.m. in the morning. 2:30 a.m. The secretary, she sleeps already on the desk. And he still sees patient, all Hasidim.
That's why.
Hasidim coming in, it's low. He saw me, Rabbi Haimoff, which Gemara are you learning now? And so I told him this and this and this, while he's checking me now here and there. What a Rashi. Did you see this Rashi? You see, he is a doctor, but his mind, Bichlal, I have nothing against this.
Really nice.
Nothing against this. Very good. He does chesed, right? And he learns.
And he makes money.
He sees people only from 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, he starts to see patient. Until then, he has to learn. He has to do operations and so on and so on. 5 o'clock, he's coming to his office. There. Yeah. Big black kippah, no mitbayesh, he is not ashamed. Klum.
His patients all.
No, but he was mamash. That's a doctor. He's a mensch. He's a person. So if we have people like that as a plan B, by all means, not everybody can do our job. You have to be born for this, okay? Not everybody. So
Sometimes what is inside the person, Chacham, it's going to come out anyway.
it will come out.
My older son,
Yeah.
he full-time student. He prays, he go to synagogue, he learned. I see him with the books all the time. That's the way he is.
One day, it will come out
What?
that
He wants to be only Chacham.
Yeah, he tells me he wants this. He said, look, it's your decision. I can't even take a credit for this. That's the way he is, you know? So,
the neshama goes for this.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
yeah.
Meaning he has a job to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I speak to my wife about it and say, look.
Don't say anything.
Nothing I say.
Let them go on his own. Okay. Did you see once the house of Rab Chaim or Steinemann? Did you see the homes?
Very simple.
I don't know. Okay. The kitchen looks like in a second it's going to fall down. Old, massive old. A chair, you're sitting on the chair, you have to say, Shir Ma'alot. באמת. Unbelievable. And they're happy, smile all the time at you. Okay. Why? Because you know everything is so, his life is so meaningful. This is Bichlal, it doesn't care. The biggest of them all, it was Arav Uri Zohar, Alav Shalom. What a loss. What a loss. The person he was not observant at all. He had a house in Israel. To have a house on the beach, private home, you know what it means? At least it was then, I think, between $5 to $8 million. כמו כלום. The moment that he did a tshuva, because the Rav who taught him knew what he was doing. He told him, you're living a life of sheker. He broke all the mythos that he was so proud of. He was the head, he was the head of the celebrities of Eretz Israel, the head one. Entertainment, he was on TV, he was in the whole package one, he was a joker. Don't ask what he was. When he found out, he didn't lie to himself. When he found out that this world has nothing to offer, right away, he sold his house, moved to Yerushalayim, to 2-bedroom apartment. that later on, he changed this one also to 1 bedroom. And now you see a tiny room, 1 bed. On this bed he sits, and on this bed he sleeps. One table, and the person was rich. Not talking to every person who came from poverty. He told me he's sleeping on 1 bed, sitting on the same bed, learning there, and they told him, why are you leaving yourself? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? It's beautiful. My books are all here. You see, I have my books. I sit down. If I want to sleep, right away I fall asleep. I want to get up, I get up. I learn. I eat over here, everything's fine. What do I have to go to this room? Who said? Who said? He said, I need to do exercise. So I go out, you know. I go out. He told the whole, everything that he had, nothing to do with this. See, that's Emet. And he was so happy to see him. It was just, his face was kara. And then when you see him in the previous life, you see he is not happy. It was all a show. Show from the outside. But inside, you know, he is empty. One Rav drove him to the walls. Why? Because he told them the all emet. He told them, you idiot, you're wasting your life.
Baruch Hashem, there was somebody who said it to his face.
Yeah, and he respected it, and now he couldn't do Teshuva until he understood that this world is out for him. Now, let me see what's going on here. See, here, slowly now. Slowly. Step by step, one by one.
So what's the first step?
Each Rav will tell the person according to the character that he has, what to do, what yes, and what no. It's not one size fits all because you have all kinds of characters. So you need somebody to instruct you what to do. Don't jump. Don't jump. For example, David Zerkiov, right? He was excited on David. First of all, you have to learn how to read Hebrew. Then when you learn how to learn, you write every word. What's the meaning of it? Meantime, keep Shabbat, keep the mitzvot there, but don't jump too much because you have to learn from the bottom of it what it means. The more he got into it slowly, the more he decided, I'm not staying here. I want to move to Eretz Israel. I told him, listen, it takes time. We'll prepare you, then you can go. Don't go like I went. Don't do this. You have to know where you're going. Find a place fits for you. Not to fall down. So I sent them over there a few times. Go find yourself a place. Go find some people that you can.
Community.
A community, yes. And well. But the Teshuva is it's the number 3 on the list. First, we have to find out what meaningful life means, happiness, and then come the Teshuva will kick in. when you feel that this world has nothing to give you, and you're not happy, then we can offer you something else. As long as you think that there's something there to offer you, it's a struggle. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so, meaning you're living in between two chairs.
Sometimes it's not easy to make a choice.
Life calls for choices. Life calls for decisions. And our history filled up with many people who decided to do tshuva. They took a side and they said, okay, we're changing, that's all. And they became big people. When you're truthful, you know who are the biggest, the speakers now? All the people that were not observant. They come into a crowd. What can you tell them?
You already saw everything.
He saw everything. He went to everything. What are you going to sell them? Already by standing there, he tells you, hey, don't try to sell me anything because I was there way before you were. Okay, that's number one. So he can talk, and they have to listen. Yes. So hopefully, before Rosh Hashanah, we'll find out what the tshuva means. This time, I really want to go to the bottom of it. So we will know what does mean tshuva. It's not standard word. It's very deep meaning to do tshuva. I can tell you this much. You have to be on this side fully. Nothing to do over there. Which is, it's a big decision. Yes. And it comes gradually. It's not coming overnight. You just have to decide. The rest will take you time. But the decision, we need the decision. This life, no good. Am I happy? No. You have to admit, then we can start talking about tshuva. Okay?
It is a gift to be able to see that over there, nothing.
Nothing.
You have to push. You cannot do it just like that.
No. You really have to know that this over there's nothing to offer. It's bunch of badbachtim, miskenim. You have to pray for them, that's all. Then you are on the right track. Only then. Okay? Have a good night, everybody. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Quadra.
Rabbi. Very nice work. Thank you.
So much.
Tomorrow we have a shiur at 12:45.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Quadra.
For
ladies?
ladies, men can join in also if they want to. Okay, 12:45 from Gate Neck.